going live right now. We live.
Shalom, Yahshua. It's the Israelite School of the University of Practical Knowledge from 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Gen.YAHANNA. And if you're not in the U.P.K., you're not in the truth.
That's right.
Let's get that understood. It's one head, one body, one doctrine, one faith.
Yeah, I'm right.
Now, if you leave the U.P.K. and go start some other faith group, you have left the truth.
That's right.
I do want to start that out. If you in another group and you out here on street corners, you got your boots on, you got a 12 tribes chart, then you got it from the I.S.U.P.K. under Command Gen.YAHANNA.
Right.
And if you're not in this school, then you're not in the truth. You done went and started another fake religion. That's what you done done. You done created division in the body of Christ. Now, today's lesson, we're going to deal with false teachers, false prophets. One and the same thing. And what I want to do is give you some type of markers, or how the Most High said markers to identify these false prophets from the real prophets. All right? One thing we see about false prophets or false teaching, these fake religions, all they go together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to separate a false prophet from the religion of Christianity, because that's the same.
Right.
All right. So as we dealing with this, then we gonna be able to see and understand what the goal of the false prophet is, what the goal of these other religions are. So the first thing we need to come across, I'm gonna go to Revelations chapter 13, verse 13.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Give me 14 also.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
15.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
In these three scriptures in Revelations, we see that he gonna be giving, he gonna do miracles, signs, and wonders among the people. When he say he made fire come out the sky, that he ain't talking about one individual person. That he is synonymous to a whole individual kingdom or race or country. Right. One man or your president or king signifies that country or that empire or that kingdom.
Right.
So when he say he made fire come down from the sky, full view of men, who did that? The U.S. did that in World War II. He made fire come down from the sky, full view of men. And he deceived the people on this earth. How did he do it? The Most High read that part about the image.
Verse 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of the miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Again,
they say because of his miracles and wonders and signs that he did on the earth, he caused the people to worship him in a deception. What are these signs and wonders? They show you that fire came out of the sky in full view of men. Go ahead.
If I could just add, sir, also when you was talking about that Hiroshima, that really made the world to wonder.
World War II. I'm just right on point. And I'm saying I'm using it, and I'm showing you that the scriptures saying this, that this person gonna make fire and it come out of the sky, and it's gonna be a miracle. It's gonna be a sign and a wonder. What other miracles? Because he was given power to do this. I mean, you flying in the sky, that was a miracle. he made the airplane. Cars. All these things, all this technology, in other words. When he talk about the signs and wonders, it's equivalent to the technology that come along with the white man.
Right.
And he used it to deceive you, along with his worship, his way of thinking, which is indicated by you or him making the world worship this image.
Right.
All they go together. This society, this is exactly what the Bible is talking about. This society. These technologies called signs and wonders and miracles that he's being able to do. Or secure certain diseases. And all these them signs, wonders, and miracles to people who seeing the vision about the future. All right, now you living in that time. They call it technology. Notice that the devil don't try to change your understanding and perception about what's wrong and right. And that's exactly what we're going to get into. Now, I wanted to show you this in Revelation because the whole world has been deceived by Satan. And to understand you've been deceived, somebody got to come along and show you what the deception is. So the Most High done resurrected prophets in the UPK. The only school, the only camp sanctioned and given authority by the Most High in Christ.
That's right.
And these officers have been trained and raised up under commanding General Yohanna since 1969.
Right.
All right, now give me 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Because now we finna see something about how Satan was able to deceive you little at a time, step by step. These devils are the most subtle beasts of the field. So they don't just come out directly and tell you, oh, we're going to kill all your babies. They didn't come and tell black people that. They came and told gave them all the reason why you should kill your baby.
Right.
But the overall objective is to murder your baby. So they sitting and come to you talking about you got they done broke down your family. The man don't have authority in his household. And now they can go to your weak woman because the Most High says she is the weaker vessel. Now they can go to her like Satan went to Eve in the garden. Tell her, it's your right, it's your body. And if you fall for that, you selfish as hell. All right, read.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him.
Now, notice in this scripture, it's another Jesus that somebody could come to you and preach with another spirit and has another gospel. Now, we know that Christ got hurt like wool, feet like brass. So who came with the white boy Jesus? That's another Jesus, which is Yahweh in Hebrew.
Right.
That's another Christ with another spirit who loved everybody. And according to that Jesus, the law was done away with. Right. If you let the Christians tell it. And they have another gospel. That gospel about posterity. That gospel about getting money. Right. It ain't got nothing to do with keeping the law, repenting, and come back to the Most High. That's what's going on. Now, notice this, that you might bear with. Meaning the people of this world, when they heard that other Jesus, they accepted it without gladness. It's another Jesus. Here, to read that one more time so they'll understand.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Yahushua, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him.
Now we see, again, going to illustrate that. They preaching another Jesus, another gospel, and they have a different spirit. Now let's go to Mark 79. Because we're going to find out what type of religion that they are creating. We're going to find out who doing this, why they doing it. Read.
Mark chapter 7, verse 9. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
Now, again, they preaching another Jesus in Christian churches. They preaching about a white homosexual named Christ, who is Caesar Borgia,
Right.
who was a murderous homosexual, an abominable person.
Right.
All right? They preaching him with another gospel. They ain't teaching you about the law of the Most High. They teaching you about fairy tales like Christmas and Easter.
Right.
All right, now we read in Mark that they put aside the commandments of God. Christian church tell you the law is done away with. But they tell you to keep the traditions of men. What are those traditions? They want you to keep your birthday, Christmas, Easter, and every other wicked holiday in this place. They put aside the commandments of God. Read Mark 7 again.
Mark chapter 7, verse 9. And he said unto them, full well, ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
I mean, the Most High told you don't eat pork, but your Christian pastor say it's the truth. We've been eating pork for years.
Right.
All right, the Most High tell you we're going to get that later on in the lesson, not to have a Christmas tree, but your pastor tell you it's for kids.
Right.
Now, they putting aside the commandments of God to keep traditions. That's exactly what's going on. Now, let's go to 2 Corinthians 11, chapter 11, verse 13 through 15. Because we got to understand that the Most High, doing his holy scripture, tell you all about Christianity. He give you exactly what they're doing. They put aside the commandment of God to keep tradition. Check one. All right, read it.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. Verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
Again, we see here that Satan gonna transform himself into an angel of light. Meaning, he know what his role is. He know he here to deceive. He know he here to tempt, test, and walk into devour. But he gonna transform himself into an angel of light. What you mean? Mean Satan gonna transform himself as a symbol of light so he can fulfill his mission. What is his mission? To destroy you.
Right.
Give you a prime example. Give me Job chapter 1, where Satan came before the throne of the Most High.
Job chapter 1, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan,
go directly to the part where Satan said, put forward your hand. Because when we get right here, we're going to see that Satan got a job. Go ahead. Let's get that read.
Job chapter 1, verse 11. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Stop right there. Now, Satan asked him for permission. He asked the Most High to put forth your hand, mean, give me command. Give me the permission to reach out and touch everything he got, and I'm going to make him curse you to your face. That's his job, right there. All right, now, in the process of Satan doing his job, he finna transform himself into an angel of light so he could deceive you. Okay, that's the point. Read that 2 Corinthians, the last verse again, 13, 15. Now, Now this class ain't gonna be too long today because we started late. So Salakia, Yashala for that, and we're gonna get on time next week for sure. But we wanted to touch base on it.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. Verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Now, again, we started with this 2 Corinthians 11:4 to let you know that it was even back then when the apostles were living, the controversy was started because people had started going out preaching another Jesus,
Right.
with another spirit, with another gospel. And the disciples telling their school, members in the school and disciples and followers that don't be deceived because they are false teachers who transform themselves into angels of light. Notice the word Satan. They telling you Satan got a job. If you in the I.S.U.P.K, you know Satan and the Most High not having no war over your soul.
Right.
That's Catholic theologian garbage.
Right.
The whole concept of Satan and the Salakia. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir, if I could. And what you're saying is so heavy because with Joel Osteen and with all the Christian pastors, really, they show up, they want to seem so nice and so kind to the people, but wouldn't even open the doors to let anybody in.
When they nobody in. Here you got $1 million church that the people pay for. The people pay for that church. Then when the flood came, he won't even open the door. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
He keeps showing. Now, again, I'm thanking for the water for bringing it out because even Satan transformed themselves into an angel of light. Satan got the same job. If you're in a UPK, you understand that Satan works for the Most High. He like the DA. He here to find dirt on you. He here to come go to court in front of a judge and come up with every story he can to get you punished.
Right.
And if you wrong, guess what happens? You get punished. And it's simple as that. Now the scripture tell you that Satan is fit to come transform himself. He ain't gonna come to you like the DA. He gonna come to you like he a court opponent. I'm here to help you. He come to you, these Christian preachers, and transform themselves. Not just Christian preachers, Muslims, every other faith religion, false Hebrew Israelite groups. They transform themselves. Right. And while they doing that, the whole goal is to destroy you. We finna find a little bit more on that. All right. Now, give me more 13:6. For one, we understand it's another gospel, another Jesus, another spirit. They telling us in the scripture that Satan transformed himself, meaning his outward appearance, he come to you like an angel of light. But we understand that Satan got a job to deceive and destroy on this earth, to test and to tempt. When you doing wicked, the Most High get ready to pronounce your judgment, the Most High don't come murder you. He got a whole, what they call a department, an agency, or Pacific angels, the minister under that function. Meaning, when judgment comes, that death angel comes when it's time for you to die. And he sent with that mission, with that function. And same way with these false prophets and false teachers, they might not consciously understand, but they sent with that spirit to deceive. Right. Read.
Mark chapter 13, verse 6. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Now, has that prophecy been fulfilled? Yes, it has. When Caucasians or the white man was going across the earth in the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th century, what was he doing? He was sending missionaries. Right. All across the earth, showing you a picture of the white boy Jesus, that devil. That was at that point, that was the mark of the beast. That was the beast in his image going across the world, conquering. They were conquering in the name of white Jesus.
Right.
When I say conquer, I'm talking about conquering your mind and your spirit. A lot of people submitted and became Christians willingly. They didn't have to use the sword on them.
Right.
They believed the white man. The missionaries went out the whole world. Read that again.
Mark chapter 13, verse 6. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
They were going out saying that Christ is a white boy. I'm white. I'm from his people. I am Christ. And they deceived the whole world. Now give me Romans 1 and 18, because I want you to see the picture of what's going on. They got false ministers. They're in the power of Satan, who done transformed the ministers and themselves into angels of light. So you got the evilest group of people walking around talking about they speak for God now. They was called missionaries. They had a different Jesus, not the Christ in the Bible with her like wool. They had a Christ with dogs like her. They had a Christ in the Bible, in the scriptures that had feet like brass. Matter of fact, could you just pull that for that sake? Revelations 1 and 13. So we just show you that they brought a different Christ. And that Christ that they brought had nothing to do with the Christ that's in these scriptures.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now, right there, there's strike one on the white Jesus. His hair not like wool. It's some people that went across this earth with the whole purpose to lie to you. And we gonna prove it, because the Most High know they lying. Keep reading.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now, brass is the color of brass, as if it burnt in the furnace. So it's get a lot darker. Now, that's straight two on the white boy. It's a group of people that went on this earth and forced people to be Christians.
Right.
This is the beginning of a false religion with another Christ, another gospel, and another spirit.
Right.
Okay, now let's go back to that Romans.
Right.
1 and 18, chapter 1, 18 through 19.
Right. First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Again, Maccabees. What was that, chapter 3, verse 48?
Come on, sir.
I'm glad you pulled that out, because not only is that reinforcing the idea that some people went out saying that in the name of Christ, they repainted all the images of the holy people to make it look like themselves. This is what the Greeks was doing, the heathens. Who were the Greeks? They were white people. Right. This ain't nothing new about them saying they did something you did. It ain't nothing new. Matter of fact, if you look at, I'm going to use the prime example, civil rights, that whole little era, not what you just heard about Martin Luther King, get that part out your mind. But the civil rights, so-called civil rights movement as a whole, were strong black men and women coming together trying to raise up. They went to jail and they died.
Right.
All right? Black people, Hispanic people, Native American people. When you looking at modern day society, you need to put in your mind what happened in the time of Christ, the time of Moses, and even all the way back to heaven. It's the same thing. Right. When Christ and them came, I had to use, Christ wasn't trying to fight for a civil right. He was fighting to have Israel free from Roman oppression. Right. In the sense, they were both fighting against the oppression of the empire. Nothing changed in that sense. Guess what they did to Christ and all his disciples? They went to jail and died. Same way black people doing civil rights spoke against this filth and hatred in this place. Now, when I say hatred, I'm not talking about racism. I'm talking about hatred for the Most High and his way of life, his law. They hated they hated with a passion. They hated so much, Esau became profane. And Esau did the exact opposite of his brother, Jacob. I got a twin brother. You think twins is that opposite? Why? Because they learning from each other. If this one here like to fight, the other one gonna be more laid back because they both can't be on it at the same time. One of them gotta find their identity. How do the twins do it? By being opposite of each other. When you look at Jacob and Esau, Jacob kept the law. Esau was profane. So Most High loved Jacob and he hated Esau. Right. Not because of that, because Most High chose Jacob. And Jacob did what was right in the sight of the Most High. Esau did not do what was right in the sight of the Most High. So he hated him. Now the point I'm bringing out with that because that's what you're seeing right now with the missionary when they came across the world talking about that in the name of Christ, they're the descendants of Esau. That they are the vessels of dishonor. They are the people of Satan that Satan uses on this earth to perform his tasks. The Most High got a people on this earth, which is the Israel, that he uses to perform his will.
Right.
All right, now, they not in, Satan, the Most High not in a conflict with each other. Satan out here, and his people out here to tempt, to bring all the demonic things, the satanic things on this earth into fruit. Why? Because we testing the holy seed. They in conflict, in other words.
Right.
They being what they are by nature. They have taught you to be like them. When the Most High wants you to be separate, to be somebody else by nature. All right? This same group of people that we started off with in Revelation chapter 13, who conquered the saints, who created this image, they sent missionaries across the world. You're going to find out that the more and more you read these scriptures, this Bible, you're going to find out that these people are in direct opposition to the Most High.
Right.
All right, you're going to find out they got another Jesus with another gospel. You're going to find out that they done traded the commandments of God for tradition. All right, now, let's get that Romans 1 and 18 through 19.
Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness.
Sorry, right there. No, keep going.
Verse 19. Because they which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them.
Now, right there, I pulled that scripture to let you know. You think these people don't know which the commandments of the Most High God? Do you don't think the white man don't know it, the Most High against homosexuals? You don't think he know that? He don't care. He's a vessel of dishonor.
Right.
And he gonna try to put his filth on you. All right, you don't think these people know certain preachers, black Christian preachers? Farrakhan himself know that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
They holding the truth in unrighteousness. They suppressing the truth. Suppress. They don't want it out. Just like you being suppressed in this empire. Don't you know the suppression of the truth and your suppression in this empire are in direct correlation?
Right.
When you stand up on your feet, start speaking out that truth, you're going to watch your oppressor fall.
That's right.
They in direct correlation. And while you got ministers, that's why we call them ministers of Satan. The black Christian preacher, the black Muslim, or if you are a black Hispanic, or Latino or Native American, and you in any of these filthy religions, man, your conscience supposed to bear witness that you ain't in the truth. Right. Every time you look at a white Jesus being a black man, Latino man, Native American, every time you look at an Arab, Allah, or Muhammad, your soul should convince you. Why? Because that's not true. These people that went out with all type of lies about the truth. They are deceivers, and they know they are deceivers. All right, you got something for me? Give me Matthew 24:4. Short class in, man. We would like today.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
When you see them people knocking on your door, talking like Jehovah's Witnesses, when you see the Mormons, notice they ain't going to white people neighborhoods. They always come to the Hispanics, blacks neighborhood, knocking on your door, trying to tell you about God. You ministers of Satan. They talking about another Christ. They got another gospel in their mind. They don't take. They just say they ain't got to do the commandments. They done away through traditions. And we're gonna say, I think we're gonna say that for next week. When you find out that what traditions they got, virgin birth,
right?
You gonna find out, man. Just for they say, man, give me Matthew 1:19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1.
We're not gonna get all the way into them. Say some of that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately.
Okay, I want you to notice something right there. That's her husband. What's the first thing you do when you get married?
Sex.
So when you read, I mean, you gotta understand. Give me 1 Timothy to go with this, because that version, 1 Timothy 4:3-4. We're gonna get ready to talk about that today. Because these fake religions or deceivers from Satan, they got you believing in virgin births, Easters and Christmas trees. Them favors, none of that is real. Read 1 Timothy.
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. Forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats. Salakia. First Timothy.
Give me 2 Timothy. Salakia.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 4.
Verse 3. No, chapter 4, verse 3-4.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears. Verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
So what a fable is, that a woman, that the Holy Spirit conceived a baby through a woman. That's a fable. Christmas, that Christ is born on December 25th, is a fable. The whole concept of Easter is a fable. The whole concept of the virgin woman or the queen of heaven, as it's talked about in the Bible, is a fable. This is the religion that they're going to push on the world. I need one more, because we still on this religion thing. I need to go to verse 20, go to Romans chapter 1, verse 22 and 23. Because these things make up what Christianity is.
Right.
This is why I'm selecting these Christians, talking about they going to go out deceiving the world, talking about they witnesses of Christ. They going to change, they got another gospel, another spirit, another gospel, another Jesus. Not only that they also introduce fables into it. Not only that, and they know they wrong. Read.
Romans chapter 1, verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
All right, now what we see right here, I want you to put this together, because this false religion or the Antichrist, they're going to make you worship an image like it said in Revelation. Give me Revelation. I want to say 13 and 7.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 7. And it is given unto him to make war with the saints.
Not that. Slaki. What's that? 13, 15.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Now, what is the image? If you look at, again, image is a picture. They gave you a picture of a white Jesus. Now, when we go to Romans 1 and 23, when he talk about the image of a man, can you read that first part of that?
Romans chapter 1, verse 23. And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man.
They want you to think that Christianity is the natural process from Old to New Testament.
Right.
You can't show me nowhere in the New Testament where they had an image made to look like the Most High or to represent Him.
Right.
When you get to the Christianity has nothing to do with the New Testament. Christianity is after they murdered all the disciples, all the prophets, all the apostles. After they murdered them and had nobody to contest what they were saying, they came out with a white. Read that Maccabees 3 and 4 one more time. You're going to understand that the Most High laid for all the indicators and markers in the scriptures for you to understand.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
When you go to Christian church on Sunday, they got the Bible. They got the book of the law open. Then look on the wall. Pictures of white naked little kid angels. Pictures of white old man, he a prophet. Pictures of white Jesus. These people sought to paint the images of our people, the true Israelite. Not only that, they gave you a false Christ, false image of a man. It's a deception.
Right.
I want you to get that first part, man. And this goes to my lesson on the false prophet. This is what they look like. They're not teaching you the law. That's one way to know them. They don't teach the law of the Most High. They dealing with images. They dealing with a lot of pictures. They dealing with a lot of tradition of men. But they're not dealing with the law. Most High say he's going to be great. He's not going to be great among you. Going to teach this law. He's going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, read it.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Read that again, man.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Again, you go to Christian church, they tell you the law is done away with. Most High telling you in this scripture, in the book of Isaiah, that if they ain't speaking according to the law and the testimony that's found in the words of the Most High God, ain't no truth in them. Ain't no truth in them. And I want to read one last scripture, then we're going to close it out. It's next week, we are diving right back into where we left off at today. But I wanted to go into Isaiah 9:15 through 16.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 15. The ancient and honorable.
No, that's not what let me get Exodus 34.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 16.
Yeah, try verse 16.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 16. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons.
Right. If you go up to 34:12, see if you see in there where it's talking about smashing down their altars. You know, the altars where they sacrifice on other heathens. That's what I'm looking for. When they tell them, don't serve their God.
Verse 12, verse 13.
Great.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, whither thou goest.
Again, the Most High tell you, take heed to yourself, that you do not make a covenant. Join the people of this land. Keep reading.
Lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves.
Say, break their images. When we come into the new covenant, now, are we physically supposed to be running in smashing pictures? No. We are, the teaching of the truth smashes their altars.
Right.
Smashes their images and cuts down their growth. That is we in direct opposition with the false teachers. It can't be no peace between us and them. I want you to understand that the false teacher, for one, let's go back over the false teacher, they gonna institute images to worship. They gonna associate themselves with Christ as much as they can, but they don't keep the law. They gonna follow the tradition. Meaning, my mama did this, I'm gonna do that. Right. That's what they doing. That's Christianity right there. They talking about another Jesus, got a different spirit, as you can see. Go look at the Christian church. They all call it church club.
Right.
They doing the same thing, singing and dancing. It's the same thing. The women dressing, men dressing, and all look good so they can do what? You gonna pay $20 at the door at the club? You gonna pay it at the Christian church. It's the church club. That's all it is. All right, so they got false images. They don't keep the law. They follow traditions. And the cold part about it, at the top of all that, the preacher know the truth. Like Farrakhan came out and said. He said he know he gonna have to stand or be judged for what he been teaching all these years.
Right.
You think they don't know? Only reason they ain't confessing this and putting it out because they can't make money. Now, with that, we're finna get ready to close out the class. Want to say shalom. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Kwam Yashala, the Israel.
Kwam Yashala.
And we're going to be back 2 o'clock fresh next week.